my fucking mind. Last 3-4 podcasts.
You have been.
No, just us.
Wow.
Just, you know.
Folks, we are live. Welcome back in studio, everybody. Holy shit, it's been a hot minute since we've had Brent in studio, Buttsy in studio. Buttsy just said to us before we came on air, he's like, it's a little tight in here. And it is. It really is.
There goes my skin slowly turning red again under the pressure.
Dude, people got a kick out of that melanoma. I mean, that was the way you held it together within that entire thing was absolutely priceless. Some people really thought that you had melanoma. Like they're like, I would have left the show. I saw that comment on TikTok.
I got one specific DM that said I had it removed from my ankle last year, brother. I have to have scans the rest of my life. We can get through this together. Like, and I was like, yeah, I don't really have that. But,
Shit.
you know.
Oh, it's a tough look. Tough look when that happens.
I don't know. Fuck, it's just dark humor, I guess.
It is a little dark humor.
It's like the Hero World Challenge is the hardest golf course, the hardest major there ever has been.
Some people now truly believe that because of Buttsy and his dry humor.
It is the best.
It's the best.
It is literally the best golf tournament in the world, the Hero World Challenge. I feel like one of those live golf bots that are just like
It's the best. It's the best. It's the best. It's the best.
we have done 5 million trillion views on caffeine TV.
CW is the greatest network of all time.
It's like we would never be with any other network. And now, Fox Sports. Oh, now Fox Sports, the greatest ever.
Yeah, exactly.
Way better than the CW.
CW sucks.
Oh man,
I'm just giggling, 'cause I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
You got to be
Says
aware
the
of what
troll.
happens on the. Yeah, you're probably one of those live bots that are out there. That's just like Tiger Woods is the worst human being ever.
I could be a live droid for sure.
You could. You absolutely could. Oh, man. Well, we've got a great episode for everybody here tonight. And per usual, we're going to be dicking around a little bit until it is time to get started here. Normally, we dick around for about 5 minutes.
dicking.
Yeah,
I thought you
not
said
dig.
digging around.
Normally, dick around for about 5 minutes. And then from there, we go ahead and, first comment here from, I can't read that for some reason.
2 Cent.
2 Cent Tailgaters. Oh, I like that name. That's a cool name. New viewer here as well. I haven't seen you before, so welcome into the show. But blowouts in the TGL are going to ruin this league. I completely agree because last week we did the live watch party, and I was all for the TGL in the beginning, loved it, and then all of a sudden, like halfway through, I'm like, oh god, this is really taking a turn for the worst here.
2 Cent tailgate. I thought he was calling us that. Like, I was
That
like,
we were two cent tailgaters.
2 Cent
I
tailgate.
mean,
I was like, damn, that's your name. Sorry.
Yeah, that's actually
Catch up. I got one of these in
There he
It's
is.
been a long day.
good old Trot Golfer joining us, our regular here. He is our researcher in the back room.
He is. He is.
He's just in a remote studio on the other side of town. So that we love having you, Trot. Grateful for you chiming in here. And guys, you ready to get started? I mean, we got a hell of a show tonight.
Do we?
We do.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know what kind of show.
How
but
much
it's
are
a
we
hell
going
of
to
a
cover of the TGL?
Fire this fucker up.
We're going to
Let's
cover
go.
the TGL. I got to see the majority of it until it became a blowout once again. So, and then we had to jump on here. So we're going to be getting right into the heart of everything going on.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Real good.
He's ready for action. He just murdered a C4.
Blue Jolly Rancher.
Oh my god.
New favorite.
They literally tell you do not drink that within 5
Here we
minutes.
go.
You will die.
2 Cent tailgaters. It's Trey, by the way. LOL. His name is Trey.
Trey, what's up, Trey? What's happening, Trey?
Happening.
What's happening?
Let's get it on.
Let's get it going. So in 3, 2, 1, welcome back everybody to Pole Hook Golf, the podcast. I'm your host, Matt Cook, and tonight we have an epic show for you. And that's just That's phenomenal timing out of you, Buttsy. Buttsy just broke out a hot and spicy
Butsy's hungry.
sausage bites, Old Wisconsin. We're in a small little studio here, and he's about to break this open like we're on an airplane and stink up the entire joint like somebody just ripped ass.
I didn't eat no shit for dinner.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Motherfuckers is hungry.
So, once again, we got a great show for everybody tonight. I'm your host, Matt Cook. We've got Buttsy with us, obviously. We've got Brant Grant, our tour insider, here as well. And man, oh man, we got one hell of a goddamn show for everybody here tonight. We've got the tee-off report we start with Buttsy. That's his big moment on the show. We've got the TGL recap. So what just took place between LAGC and Jupiter Lynx, we'll be getting into that. And then we've got the Sony Open recap.
Yep.
Little action going on there. Pretty good finish on Sunday. And then we've got the upcoming American Express, which we're going to tap into you a little bit, Brent, because that is a place that you are familiar with.
Yes.
But
I've been all over those golf courses.
you sure have. All over. All over.
Little spray jobs.
Not in
Yeah.
a good way.
Yeah.
Spray jobs.
And we definitely are going to give some shout outs too to our audience. Actually, why don't we do that right now? Kyle from Cart Barn Guys, since he just chimed in, he goes, what kind of wrist candy we rocking? Looks like both of you guys are rocking some pretty nice watches.
Shoot, dude, we got a little mother of pearl face on this bad boy.
Yeah.
Okay, little Invicta 71 millimeter.
You love the Invictus. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do,
Well
bro.
priced.
It looks like a fucking
They're
golf
massive. They're massive.
Yeah.
But you're a
That thing is
massive guy.
ridiculous.
So
Yeah,
it
I
makes,
got-
It looks very
makes
small.
sense.
Weird fucking arms, and they're appropriate, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Very nice.
Really just blend
Brand, what do we got out of you for
the
the one?
Shinola Black
Ooh,
Blizzard.
that's sick.
Nice. Look at that. That's
Can we
beautiful.
get a close up of that? That's a fucking sick piece, dude. Very
Might be able to
tactile.
zoom in there. Who knows? But Kyle over at Car Barn Guys want to give you a shout out for winning this past weekend, and not you playing golf wise, but I believe you're the one that picked Nick Taylor
He sure fucking did.
to win, and definitely needed to give you a shout out for Nick Taylor winning the Sony Open. Well done there.
I think he periodically sent me DMs like once every hour and a half and just said, Nick.
I kind of, as it was coming down the stretch, I'm like, oh shit, Kyle's gonna win this damn thing. I'm like, this is interesting. I was like, I really wonder what's going on in his head right now. But folks, we do want to give a shout out to our show sponsor, Devro Golf, which is what me and Buttsy, and then Brent's got the hat on tonight. Butsy's got the t-shirt. I got the golf polo
You got the
on.
shorts on too,
Yeah, you
bro.
got the shorts. I
what
got
those are?
I got from their brand new Southwest collection.
Yeah, baby
this
shorts.
thing is fucking tight. I fucking love it.
Puma.
Sorry.
Some tight shorts there.
Yeah,
Love that for you.
Gripping the purse.
Now, guys, because they are our main show sponsor, go to devrogolf.com. That is DEVEREUX golf.com. And utilize promo code PullHookGolf20 at checkout for 20% off your entire order. I went on there last night and I was just checking it out because I'm like, I might send some gifts out.
Did you see that new collab they just posted some shit with?
So they got Johnny Walker, right? They got locals only.
Local, State 48, I think it was.
State 48, that's the locals only.
Okay.
Yeah.
That shit's sick.
That is
It's
sick. They
cool
got some
looking.
good stuff in there.
sure.
And I actually, once again last week when we were in studio over there, or in office over there at Devro Golf, I stole, I don't know, oh, you guys can't see it, and I just have it stashed there. You'll see it on the full podcast edition. But the crossbody, crossbody bag,
So,
black on black.
It's not a fanny pack.
It's
the
absolutely
crossbody,
dope.
formerly known as the
A fanny pack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff there. Now, let's get started with the tee-off report. And I think we're flipping this one around. I think we've got somebody who wants to ask me a question to go ahead and
You
get
want me to hit
started
you with
there.
the top shot there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Matt.
Yeah.
What's the wildest thing you've seen happen in an indoor golf simulator?
Ever.
So I've seen some wild shit. First of all, I've seen a man get hit in the head with a golf club. I have seen a golf ball hit the bottom rail. So you know how there's like a frame to the screen?
Yeah.
I've seen it hit the bottom rail, come back and smoke a dude in the chest. I have seen where somebody has completely missed the simulator frame and actually shanked one into the wall to where the golf ball disappeared into the drywall. I have seen way too much across the board, but the wildest thing that I have ever seen, ever in a golf simulator was a hole in one.
Ever?
No, I'm kidding. Okay. I'm kidding. Just
Oh,
yeah, I had nothing there. I had nothing. I was just being a complete asshole there.
We talked about that.
So,
Yep.
yep. No, but the golf simulator, there's some bad golfers that go into golf simulators, and there are some terrible shots that happen. I used to do events too. So I used to go out as the VP of sales for Full Swing Golf, and sure enough, you would see guys, like it was actually my boss at the time who got smoked in the head. Dude wasn't paying attention. He went to go like do the screen.
Yeah.
Dude takes a practice swing sideways,
Clank.
smokes him right in the side of the head.
Right
He
down
goes
the
down.
temple.
Of course, I go, "Are you okay?" He goes, "Fuck no."
That's not
I'm like, "Oh, that's
Don't.
terrible."
That doesn't-
So
They,
yeah,
Full Swing, that's Tiger's.
that's the technology that they're using
Yeah.
for the TGL.
I just
Yeah.
got to use that tech this past week at one of the local facilities, and it's pretty fucking cool.
It's gotten
pretty dope.
way better.
pretty
They for the tour guys, they brought a guy out. His name's Grant Callahan. They took him from the GC Quad, the Foresight Sports.
Yeah.
So he kind of had obviously, foreknowledge of how all that stuff worked, and he just kept coming to event after event after event, testing basically on site every single week. So this isn't something that they've just kind of developed in a back room and then just sold it. They've really chopped this thing
This
down.
is
the size.
refined.
It's exactly.
And you want a
It's
fun
amazing.
fact? I got chewed out for pushing for a launch monitor. And they're like, "We've looked into this. We're never going to do a launch monitor." And I pushed my hardest to get a launch monitor.
pushed your little
and
heart
sure
out.
enough, look at that Full Swing kit. So I'd like to take credit for that.
Shit.
Yep.
I think we might. I might be able to get Full Swing monitors for this.
You gonna put one in here? What are you gonna do?
No, I'm just saying.
I don't know if it- I don't know if it would
monitors
fit.
in our late Christmas
Half
stockings.
swing monitors.
There you go. Now, switching gears, and this is going to go to
3/4 swing monitor. Sorry.
the chip-in monitor. This is Butsy's turn now, which I got to say because Nick Taylor, super clutch.
Yes.
And you get him on one hole to where he needs to close out a golf tournament, and this motherfucker is him. So with that said, Buttsy, what have you experienced in your playing days going up against somebody who is a clutch golfer?
You saw it yourself.
I did.
You saw it. We were at Shat Pines. Last hole, sun's going down. Pressed it all. Gap wedge, front left pin. Guy fucking juices it back and in the hole for a
Made
hole in
it.
one.
Hole in one
Brandon
on a
Kelly,
press.
fuck you. You know who you are. It's absolutely unbelievable.
It was epic.
Yeah, and it just dude, it just shuts you down.
I can definitely say that he had the clutch gene because you saw it coming down the stretch. All of a sudden, there was another gear that he just kicked it into, and then he hits this beautiful little draw
You guys were all happy
with a
for
wedge.
him, too. Like,
I
I saw it,
was
I was
happy
just like,
for him.
Motherfucker.
No,
I didn't say
yeah.
anything. I was pissed.
Buttsy was not happy about
No.
it at all.
Take a couple weeks off.
He was livid.
Tell him
He
you're
was
happy
livid.
for him later, but
Yeah, yeah.
there
Well,
goes
he's got to
the
buy
money.
you a few drinks after for sure.
Yeah.
Was he down?
Yeah.
Oh wow! So he
Or
was
no.
a little
No,
off
no,
pressure.
no.
No, they were up
He
in
was
the
he
match.
was up one, I believe.
And
Oh,
we
so
pressed.
you pressed.
Yeah, Buttsy
and
pressed.
he just dropped the hammer on you.
You know what's even better though? Buttsy didn't even ask me if I wanted to press, which I would have said yes anyways. But he just went ahead, and that's why I was happy for the
So
guy.
you pressed him.
Buttsy was not thrilled at all. Not thrilled.
Just
Not,
tuck some
not
under
a- not a
It
good
seems to
moment.
happen to you quite often. It's very
Yeah.
rare that I've seen you.
Dude, you never expect it to actually
Yeah.
go in, and it
No.
just juiced back and like.
Did you at least give it a chance?
Yeah, it did. It went behind the hole.
Yeah.
And like the funny thing is, as soon as it hit and it started to trickle, you knew immediately that it was going in.
That feeling, and
yeah.
you're like, oh,
You knew it was going in.
Yep.
yeah.
So great job.
Yeah, well
What do you
done.
say?
Fantastic stuff. Great start so far to the show, which I do want to talk about another highlight recently, which is Magic Mind. I'm going to pass this out. So if you want to go ahead and give that to Brent, here's one for you. Buttsy, I've taken one today, but I'm going to take another. You're only supposed to take one per day, just as a disclaimer. One per day in the morning. So you want to take it usually with your coffee in the morning or whatever caffeine that you put together.
But it's not a coffee replacement.
It's not. So it's only got 55 milligrams of caffeine in it. It's got a lot of fantastic stuff in here, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. I mean, you guys know this. With me, I have struggled health-wise.
Smells really good.
The last 2 months of the year,
and last year too, yeah.
I mean, all of a sudden I started taking this stuff and talk about mental wealth. I mean, here, cheers, boys.
Salud. Yeah. Magic Mind, everybody. Come on.
And it tastes good too. It's not like a crappy taste at all. Yeah. So absolutely love this stuff. Now here's the thing. There's really 5 pillars that Magic Mind is all about in mental wealth. First of all, sleep, diet, exercise, stress management, and then, the exogenous compounds there.
Exogenous?
Exogenous. Is that the word? I mean,
you're talking to, a linguist expert.
He is, and I'm terrible with the language. Expert. Absolutely horrible with the language. But I'm going to tell you, as soon as I started taking it, going back almost 2 weeks ago, and they say to take it daily, all of a sudden my wife even noticed. She's like, man, you're like really sharper, chill.
Yeah,
like
sharper,
you're not as stressed. Because normally, I mean, you guys have seen it too, to where like before a show, I am stressed the fuck out.
Well, it's got is it lion's mane that's in there? What's in there?
Oh yeah, you got lion's mane. You got a bunch of nootropics in here.
I'm pretty well known for that too.
It is.
Like,
And then they even have, by the way, a sleep aid as well, a sleep performance shot. Now, you think that the shot we just took is delicious? This is even better. It's berry. Do not open that. You got 30 minutes until you are absolutely knocked out.
I might have to use that.
But that is, I mean, that puts you into the right place right before you go to bed, and then you wake up,
magnesium glycinate.
You hammer out the Magic Mind again.
I have a question for you, Matt. So you were talking about, obviously overall physical health is incredibly important, but I mean, for a guy like you, you're running multiple businesses. You're obviously dealing with us, which is a whole nother thing.
Us poopies.
Us poopies. Idiots. And I mean, but talk about how, because you're obviously battling a bunch of things physically, probably lost weight, probably lost a bunch of energy. I mean, how did this kind of, over the last couple of weeks, how did it really kind of get you to a place where you felt like you weren't necessarily getting that spike, that really harsh spike that you get sometimes?
Well, that's the weirdest thing, right? Is that most things that are out there in terms of, I'll just put it this way. Magic Mind has just this really clearness to it.
Yeah.
So like,
exactly.
When you've got ADHD or you got some of these other things that are out there, like I've always had kind of like a little attention deficit disorder. And I'll tell you what, like this has helped me really focus, stay clear headed, kind of finish out sentences. Like a lot of times I'm like, oh, let me jump to this topic or let me jump to this.
You feel like you could spit a cipher on a random beat?
Definitely. Yeah.
That's we don't recommend doing that.
No. And here's the thing. It is not. I want to put this out there that this is not a cure-all, but man, it has been pretty sweet to get into that like flow. We talk about it in golf a lot, where you need to get into the zone. You got to get into the flow state.
Yeah.
This puts you very much into a flow state. I'm curious to see how it actually does on the golf course.
Yeah.
Well, you're kind of preloading it, right? I mean, I think we all are. You're using it for, like they tell you, they recommend you take this every day.
Yeah.
So you get a nice baseline, right? Yeah. I mean, you get a nice baseline. I've been looking for, Buttsy and I have been looking for something for quite some time. And
I haven't been looking.
Yes, you have. I don't want to hear it.
You've been looking for sure.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally agree. I mean, whether you're on the course or, you're a 5 a.m. guy that needs to kind of, you don't need that, like I said, that harsh upshoot or spike that, a bunch of caffeine from coffee gives you or an energy drink. And you get something that not only gets you to where you need to be energy wise, but then keeps you focused and it doesn't feel like you're bouncing off the walls. And for a professional golfer, I mean, that's huge. I mean, you hear stories, all the guys microdosing and all that stuff. And it's great.
Smooth operating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
And here's a great part about all of this, folks, is that you get to benefit. All right. So you can go and get my Magic Mind special, which is 45% off of this new bundle.
45?
45% off. Okay. So you need to go to magicmind.com/hookgolfjan. Okay. It's a little bit different of a promo code. So it's HOOKGOLFJAN. Hook Golf Jam.
Because it's January.
It is. And it's Hook Golf, Paul Hook Golf. So
Almost
go to
50%
magicmind.com. Almost 50% off. So right now's the time. And this is only going to be through the month of January, is what I have been told. So make sure to go out there, get yourself some Magic Mind.
There's a couple other people that have kind of thrown their weight behind this, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, shoot. Brendan Schaub and
Brian Callen, right?
and Brian Callen, they're proponents of it. There's a bunch that have been as well. So yeah.
Are you struggling to read?
Yeah. Oh, I'm fucking blind, dude. I've heard Magic Mind might increase my visual cortex, but text messages are blowing up from Team Jupiter Links. Oh, because Kisner's shitting all down his leg, I think. That's what they're talking about.
There you go. Right. Well, let's talk about the TGL recap.
Right.
We've got good old
back on
LAGC versus Jupiter Links, and the score is 12-1. Truck Golfer said, and that is not good. So what's wild is these first two matches, we've kind of seen that it's lopsided, these teams, and you wouldn't really expect it,
right?
I mean, it's kind of wild.
I mean, so this is kind of what I've been saying. I mean, and we know this because we've probably played hundreds of rounds, if not thousands of rounds combined on simulators. It's all about ball striking.
We have
combined.
Yeah,
I think
I've played.
Me alone, you
once?
can say that.
Well, that's kind of what I was saying. I was like, I've played probably
you guys,
40, and then Matt's played probably 4,000.
Yeah, I've played
at least my third round ever on a sim.
But I mean, it's all about ball striking, and I mean, God love Kevin Kister and Homa and Tiger. You know, they're great.
God bless.
You know, love those guys, but the other team are elite.
I will say this, though. It was a lot more entertaining this week with the sound on than last week when we were doing the live companion show to it, because I got to hear Kiz. Yes. I got to hear Homa. Got to hear little Tiger, too, from time to time in there, which I'll tell you what, even if Jupiter Links ends up being terrible this year, they have some TV quality to them with those guys being mic'd up.
They're hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's live, too. Yeah. It's not like they go backwards and they go, oh, these were the hot mic. No, this is live happening at that moment.
Agreed.
And it's gold.
And I don't know. LAGC was also, they're favored to win. LAGC
well,
is.
They are.
Yeah.
No, I don't. My thing is, all that's probably true, but, that's a little pimple compared to the fact that we would all watch Tiger play golf in a pool. It doesn't matter.
Oh my God! So I got chills when he came walking out of the tunnel. Coming out of the tunnel.
Oh,
they played Survivor Eye of the Tiger, and I'm like, oh, here comes Tiger. And I really thought, I actually expected more out of Tiger. Today.
I mean,
he should have done a flip.
Kisner is the weak link when they have Tiger, Homa, and what's his face, Tom Kim.
But kudos to them for trying.
That's going to be a good squad.
I get it, right? Let's throw Kiz in there. Let's get some action. Let's get some entertainment value. Some personality. It would have been cool if you'd have played a little better. I'm saying that like I watched any of this, but
I did.
I did too.
I watched
me and Brent were
texting. You guys are saying in the comments.
know because of the group chat that we have.
Yes. I mean, when you pull up and you're like, okay, so it's a perfect lie. There's no wind. It's 240 to carry, and he slaps like a 5-wood or whatever it was, and it flew like 220. You're like, he's not been practicing.
No, not at all.
Which is interesting because he's actually in a category right now where I think he's got like full exemption status. He's using his career money exemption, and so he's going to be playing a lot this year if he wants to. So hopefully, it's
can they drink while they're out there?
I don't know. I mean, I
Shane Lowry.
Could a guy have a beer in between shots?
Why wouldn't they?
I mean, I don't know.
Is it a tour sanctioned event? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
No. Yeah, Tiger might not approve of that though. We'll see.
Tiger does other things.
Okay. All right.
Moving
Wow.
right
Wow.
along.
Wow.
Like workout. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, what are you know,
Yeah.
come on.
I will say this. I think the TGL is here to stay. And they talked about after last week's success that they're going to be expanding the arenas. So not only in Jupiter, they're looking at Scottsdale, Arizona, potentially coming out here. They're looking at Los Angeles. So
I just don't.
they're looking at also
It's so
getting a
bad.
team of live guys to come on over.
I did hear that.
Yeah.
Well, that's a no-brainer. I mean, that's
Just
they
gonna be
gotta
good
do that.
entertainment.
I think for the casual fan, not the golf analyst guy that sits there and says, "Well, you know, he hit a little cut 7-iron there and it held it up against." You know, none of those fans are necessarily super engaged with this. But the guy that sits back with 5-10 of his buddies like it's a UFC fight and just rages and have a good time, and I mean that's what this is all about.
That's the majority of fans. Like that's the weird thing about golf that I didn't realize until starting this show that the majority of like the golf fans are like super nerded out about
They
golf.
like it.
Yeah.
No, I know.
And I
After
get
the
it.
first one, it was resounding like across the board. They liked the product. It was probably more well received week one than the Live Tour was, right?
Oh, I think so.
Yeah,
and with
I
the
mean-
partnerships and who backs it and where
Well,
it's able to
I
be
mean-
seen and
That's kind of where you got to start, right? I mean, if you look at who's behind it, it's if it doesn't do well, you're kind of like everybody's looking around going, "That's bad."
Man, I am feeling that magic mind.
dude.
I'm telling you. So I struggle. This is one of the things I wanted to say. Like, and I'll keep repeating this because that's just kind of what I
Keep
do.
on
but
repeating.
Yeah, you're a
I
repeater.
struggle to find words, and I stutter all the time. And
No, you don't.
absolutely on normal day-to-day stuff, yeah, absolutely.
When you're not in show mode.
Yeah, but this, yeah,
Mama
I mean,
state.
it's an immediate click in, and I don't struggle to find anything. It's
You
great.
find some smoothness in the brain.
Yeah, it's just easy, which is huge.
That is huge. I'm also going to say this, that this match was better, even though it was another blowout, than the first match between
Way
New
more
York Golf
entertaining.
Club and come on, who's got it? Come on. Come
San
on, New York
Francisco?
Golf Club, Bay Club. It's the Bay Club. You were close, Brent.
Whatever.
With the San
All I
Francisco
know is
squad.
it felt like Xander was sitting there trying to like pull these guys along and trying to make it more like fun and throw hammer
I didn't
this
like-
and hammer
I
that.
didn't-
And I'm like, man, his teammates were not having it.
no,
Was Elon
and
Fitzpatrick in the building?
I also had a problem with Xander giving up because it was clear that he was just like, oh, okay, this is done.
I mean,
That's
for
a
a guy
big
like
ass
that,
comment right there. What's he saying?
Brian Shane, my
What
boy.
are you saying?
Yeah, we got a paragraph here from Brian
Oh,
Shane.
I love when every single fan or the fans say I've been playing golf or watching golf. It always makes. I've been playing golf for 50 years now. Worked in golf retail for just over 10 years during the Tiger boom years.
That's
So did I.
60 fucking
And
years.
grew up a time when we played persimmon drivers the size of a 5-wood or 7-wood today. Okay.
Oh man, nothing like the amount of movement that people used to put on a golf ball.
And he also chimes in here. I can tell you the game is much more popular today than it ever was.
Oh, absolutely.
When I was a kid, and
Dude,
it is. It's
My
gone from.
fucking fat ass walking through my high school with my clubs on my back.
Oh, you must have been absolutely
Absolutely terrified.
Oh, it was terrible.
destroyed.
We're going to put them in coaches. Now I feel like if you did that, it's probably a lot more relatable. There's
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
way more people.
There's-
Like, oh, you play golf,
yeah.
dope, dude. Like I have, yeah.
There's
I know
way
people
more.
that play
There's, I
golf.
don't. I think if anybody were to make even a remotely coherent argument against that, I would be very surprised. There's no argument against the fact that the game is by far the most.
It's
popular
cool
it's ever
now.
been.
Like it is a trendy, cool thing to do.
Yes.
And like
absolutely.
it's reaching the masses, which I just feel like there is a group within golf that doesn't want that.
Oh, there
they
absolutely
do
are.
not want this to.
Don't get me started.
Well, look at this shit. You got golf streetwear now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, everybody makes it. Mm-hmm. I mean, even the most kind of put together, like a Peter Millar or RLX, which 10 years ago had everything kind of looked the same, and now you kind of had the athletic and you had the kind of like business attire feel, and now everybody's pretty much going to the athletic streetwear type, and that's kind of where they're making most of their sales.
So to Trout Golfer, Trout said he rode the bus with his clubs. I used to ride the subway. I used to have my clubs on the subway. So talk about going through New York City, which it actually is very common in New York to see people walking through the city with golf clubs on their back.
Is it really?
How the fuck else are you going to get to the course?
Well, the course or an indoor golf center or over to Chelsea Piers. Like, talk about getting over to the west side. That was always a tough one to get over to Chelsea Piers.
What did you see? So I saw a bunch of reaction from our clip with regards to Bethpage Black.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about melanoma.
No, I watched that live, so I don't need to replay that in my mind.
Why aren't the pros in the TGL wearing streetwear? Well, because the brands that they're aligned with
Aren't streetwear.
yeah, they're not quite. They're not into multi-million-dollar deals yet. I don't think.
Well, I mean, Wyndham and all those. I mean, to be fair, nobody's really making a multi-million-dollar clothing deal anymore. Only two or three people, but that's because it's his brand. But anyways,
It's his brand now.
But anyways, like the Bethpage Black thing, I mean, that absolutely got surprisingly. I mean, I was genuinely pissed off when I actually did. I mean, I still am. Like, it's not like we were like it was absolutely was genuine, but there were a lot of reaction and comments on what that golf course stands for, and it seems as though the people running the Ryder Cup are just completely going up against it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the People's Country Club, and they're just.
It is, and I used to love going out there in the fall because it wasn't overly packed to where like you had to sit in your car and wait. And as a New York resident and so forth, you could get a good price on it. Like you're paying like $45 to go play this incredible golf
they said
course.
75 on the weekend.
Yeah,
that's unbelievable.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't find that at places here.
You ever ride your push cart through the city?
Ride my no, I
Ooh, one of those electric.
No.
Battery powered one?
No.
Just literally
he's like an actual push
Yeah, you just get her going and then just hop on like a cart at the store.
No, I can't say that I have.
That'd be kind of dangerous considering
Kyle
there's like
said he
10
used to ride
million
his
people.
push cart, so I was just.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to really get some momentum behind you to ride
Those
a push
shit
cart.
little wheels, dude. Just, and they all had the bend.
You got to use your 7-iron to.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you didn't weigh much either, because I could really see that going terribly
they have
wrong.
really heavy duty ones now. So.
Click here, baby.
Anyways.
All right, let's talk about the Sony Open recap.
Yeah, baby.
Which this actually had some excitement behind it. I know viewership has been down across the board with the PGA Tour, which part of that, I've been talking to a lot of people about it, and a lot of people are saying there's a lot of people that are streaming that it's not accounting for yet. So there's a lot of that going on, but the PGA Tour is down right now in terms of viewership. Like, that's pretty straightforward.
Down a significant percentage that you couldn't just explain it away.
No, not with just streaming. No. I mean, streaming definitely is going to take a portion of that away, and they're getting new ways of getting streamers to be accounted for and everything with all of these different programs, because there's Peacock now, right? But the other side to it is the fact that you not only had to watch like 2 hours on NBC, which was great, but then the final hour you had to go to the Golf Channel.
Yep.
What happens to the people that don't have the Golf Channel?
You're fucked.
You are absolutely fucked. So you got to watch.
Moving on.
Until that point.
Yeah,
and then they even took it off of Peacock too. So you had to literally go to the Golf Channel to get it.
That closing stretch, I mean, every year seems to have some pretty incredible stuff going on. I think over the last 3 years, you've had Hideki stuff it to a foot with a 3-wood tap-in eagle to win.
Yep.
Yeah, Grayson Murray winning a playoff, may he rest in peace. And then this last week, you had Nick Taylor winning a playoff. I mean, say what you want about the golf course, say what you want about Hawaii golf in general, but it's that 18th hole is a pretty good finishing hole.
Well, that and Nick Taylor, once again, we'll give the shout out to Kyle from Cart Barn Guys. He absolutely called the winner this week. So guess what, folks? For the Pull Hook Golf Podcast, the show has 1 win so far, and our audience has a win as well. Ooh. So we are 2 for 2 between the show. Hideki Matsuyama won the first one, which I picked.
Did you? Really?
And then you had good old Hideki Matsuyama.
Number 1 golfer in the world.
Buttsy loves that. Oh my God, I got to tell you guys something. So this might actually make you guys excited. I was talking with a podcast group today, and
a podcast group
that like produces podcasts and so forth, and they are thinking about having us as a Korean show. And so we would be like, have you seen the Netflix AI of the
dubbing?
The dubbing. So they would do that to us,
That'd be
and we
awesome.
would be speaking Korean.
Do we get paid?
Oh, yeah.
How sick would that be? I think that might take. I told him I was like, this might be just an absolute home
I
run.
want the
Korea.
clips
I'm big with the
from
Korean
Korea
crowd.
so bad. I want the dub language.
Golfer
I
H
absolutely
thinks
shit
he'd
the
watch
bed
that.
on this one. Oh, poop it.
And I told him, I was like, we actually talk a lot about the Korean golfers.
Yes,
like,
we do.
we definitely.
How did they come up with that? Korea, China,
Dude,
Japan.
So Japan
Anywhere.
came up as well.
Okay.
But I was like, all right, if we're to do this, like, I want Korea. I want Korea.
I mean, Korean men's golf is technically bigger than Japanese men's golf.
Golf in Korea is massive because
a
of
big deal,
indoor
huh?
golf. Screen golf is massive in Korea because they don't have the amount of land in order to build all these golf courses.
Yeah,
So
same in Japan.
it is very much so screen golf in Korea, which I think we would absolutely.
Korea. I would fucking love that.
So I mean, I guess my question is, how would they stream it and what
So
platform?
we would have our own channel
Streaming Korea.
that would be separate from our American channel, and it would just be for Korea.
Okay.
God,
but
Okay. You realize that this
I
room would
literally-
have to get a lot bigger, and we'd have to have a lot more going on.
I literally just had the conversation today. Just the preliminary conversation around it
I want to
today.
be a part of the next one. Just to laugh. Can I take notes next time?
So
I
well,
won't say anything.
I'm going to get an example of this at some point in the near future.
It's an incredible
An
technology.
episode of us being dubbed in Korea. Dude,
Vin Diesel.
I mean, so I guess that's interesting. So, are there any other, like, Joe Rogan's not getting dubbed? Like Joe Rogan
there's shows that get done, like Mr. Beast. How he became so massive,
Yeah, it was in
because
Squid
he
Games and
started. Mr. Beast actually started putting his shows in other languages, and it blew up
So there's some
globally.
space here.
So there's definitely some opportunity
There's some
here.
space here.
So
When do we follow up on that?
I'm gonna
At
hopefully
12 o'clock tonight.
hopefully I will hear their meeting with Odyssey as well. Odyssey podcast, the
But it's
big
Pull
streaming
hook golf
platform.
to them?
Yeah.
Polo.
Ew.
I don't know what pole hook golf means in Korea, but yeah, dude, I can so see, I can so see on your page, Buttsy,
America.
use your dubbed video in Korean, and underneath is captions in English of what you're saying. Oh my god, I think it would go
I
absolutely.
mean, it's
fucking
like, so
wild.
well, the great thing is I mean, we're obviously in the
Oh, man.
preliminary part of the conversation, but I mean, as long as they don't screw with the content, I think we're gonna be just fine.
You know what's really fucked up though? We were talking about Matsuyama, and I immediately in my head I thought about this from
Korean.
Korea. It's not. No, he's Japanese.
He's Japanese. He's
We know that, folks.
number
We
one
know
Japanese
that.
golfer of all time.
Of all time.
Just so much fucking.
I knew that would get you guys fired
Yeah.
up because it got
Yeah.
me fired up.
Yeah, I have a lot of experience with Korean.
And
golf.
I watched like an American real estate show that was dubbed in like
Atlanta
Japanese, and it was hilarious.
Oh, I bet.
It was absolutely hilarious. And I had no idea what he was saying.
Well, that's
so
great.
that was
they can-
even
I
the
mean,
best.
There's some space. Let's just put that at the top of the list. That's my boy Brent.
Bootleg cassette tapes of the show across the DMZ. North Korea. I bet Kim Jong will be fucking huge.
So this
fan.
is literally Brent is literally one of my best friends, and yeah,
Brent
he's-
Hobby.
You know Hobbs?
very well.
What?
Yeah,
Wait, I think
we
I
actually
know
have
that.
the surf. You do know that,
Oh, Korea.
but yeah, he's shout out from Hawaii. That's my boy right there.
Shout out.
Hey, shout out me.
Another shout out that I wanted to give, which once again was where we started with this entire conversation, but before I completely derailed us into a Korean show. Nick Taylor wins, which we got to give the shout out to Kyle from Cart Barn Guys for calling Nick Taylor's victory, which
We didn't get like a special blend of Magic Mind tonight, did we?
we might have. We might have had the special stuff.
Whoa.
It's so good. It really gets you going.
Put some kimchi on that.
They do say not to take two in a day, and we just did.
I mean, I hammered a Celsius right before, which is 200 milligrams of caffeine.
Now you got the LD.
Well, this is just water.
Yeah, just liquid death. All right.
This is the company right here.
So Nick Taylor, we were talking about his clutch gene, okay? He's 3-0 in playoffs.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
This is what
Waste
Mr. Mays was
management,
talking
Canadian
about.
Open, and
Yeah.
oh dang,
All three.
well done.
I mean, the guy is just absolutely dialed when it comes to clutch situations. And by the way, if you didn't tune in and see the end of the Sony Open, or let's say that you only have NBC and not the Golf Channel and you missed it, Nick Taylor chips in for eagle on the 72nd hole in order to get into the playoff.
Back right pin location.
Yeah.
That's a good
Rick
chip.
Taylor, hole out.
And then he got into a playoff against Nico Echevarria, which we were
Stays
talking
hot.
about. We were
Stays
talking
hot.
about Nico,
Stays
and he's
hot.
remained hot. And by the way, did not go to
Not
Live
going to
Golf.
Live.
Did not go to
Smart.
Live. Very smart move, as there's no money really coming out of it because the teams now have to pay. So they're
Well, and
going
they're
after
full.
the young guys.
If I remember
They're
correctly,
full
they're
now.
full.
Yeah.
Did they add another? team?
They have not added another team. They wanted to with Tony, but that fell through, as we
Never
know.
happened.
Yeah, never happened. So Nico Echevarria stays hot. He choked though on the in the second playoff hole.
Well,
Yeah.
that happens.
It does. It
At
does.
18th, did they play?
He
18
actually
twice?
hit it in two. He was on the back fringe and left his putt about 6-7 feet short.
That's called nerve.
Now, Nick Taylor had like a 60-yard pitch and stuck it in there to about 3 feet.
Yeah. Back right pin location. He's probably coming down thinking that it goes a little bit faster than it is. And
Now, if you're the President's Cup,
into the
right,
green, actually.
from this past year, you got to be sitting there going, fuck, I did not realize that Nick Taylor is that clutch. Because if you get him in like a match play situation where one hole matters, that's your guy.
Yeah.
That is your guy.
Yeah, I mean, what he did to get into the playoff, the waste management was incredible. And then Charlie played great. They both played great, and then he just outplayed him. And then I mean,
He is
clutch.
him.
Would you say he has the clutch gene?
The clutch gene.
They still say that? He's him. He's him.
You know what's funny about
'Cause
that?
he's not.
When I think of the
He's
clutch
not him?
gene,
He is, but
he's
not.
him.
Okay.
He's him in the right situation.
He is. Yes.
But
When
there-
he's there, he's there.
I will say this. I think of not golf necessarily because we had that one instance with that guy, and clearly he had the clutch gene in match play.
at that time.
But I'm going to say that when I think of the clutch gene, I think of guys playing beer pong. You know the guy who gets wasted and then just doesn't miss? Just doom. And you're just like, holy shit. Like, I can be that guy, but like, I've played against some people that just don't fucking miss.
You
They
just
don't
know,
miss.
You
They
know
lock
they're a
in.
little
They
different.
do.
Yeah.
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 There's definitely an extra gear that they get to. So good stuff there out of Nick Taylor with winning the Sony Open.
Good job, buddy.
Also on Sunday, we had some great drama there because JJ Spawn, which you love, and Steven Jägermeister, they were actually leading the way pretty much the entire back nine, and they kind of faltered. Jägermeister had the good old pull hooks.
Yeah,
Not familiar with that,
place,
but
you can't miss it that direction.
no, he went out of
coming down the
bounds.
stretch.
I want to say it was on 16, yeah.
That comes in close there.
And then JJ Spawn with the bogey on 17.
Easy to bogey that hole.
Yeah, and then neither of them could figure it out on 18 to make that birdie. It's not that tough of a hole.
Well, it depends, right? So like it's like 285, 290 to cover on the corner on the left, and if you don't quite catch it, if it's into the breeze, you got to pretty much lay up off the tee, and then
Yeah, not good.
you're kind of screwed.
Yeah, and they really were. Well, Jaeger, the broadcast was like, oh, he should have, Smiley Kaufman was like, he should have hit driver. Okay. And here's the problem. 2 holes before that,
Snap hook.
he hit it out of bounds.
Yeah.
And so, and
And
by
there's
the
palm
way,
trees lining the
that
left.
3-wood that he hit
Yeah.
was a pull hook, and it just ended up going into the bunker. So it could have been much worse for him if he hit driver, in my opinion. He wasn't feeling it. Obviously, nerves got to him, and he started getting that pull hook, and he just.
It's a long week too. I mean, those guys travel. I think he lives in Florida, so I mean that's a long travel week. And I mean, hopefully he was able to get there a little early. But if he didn't, come Sunday afternoon, it's not the easiest thing in the world.
You're tired.
Oh, very. It's humid. I mean, you're probably the wind was up for a little bit of the week, and you're probably going to the beach and getting just sucked out by the
You're getting
by the
what?
sun.
Sucked down?
Out.
Oh, go to the
Out.
beach. I guess. Sucked down.
Wow. Holy.
Out.
Sucked
Energy
down.
is being removed by the sun.
Whoa.
I've made worse comments than that.
Wow.
Yes, you have.
Yeah, you definitely
I've opened the door way wider than that.
Go to the beach. It's sucked down.
So if you missed it, which you missed a good one with the Sony Open for a Sunday finish, but now we've got the preview of the American Express, which didn't they used to call this the MX? Like last year, I want to say it was the MX. No, PGA Tour website is now the American Express. The full saying.
Interesting.
You think they're, with
Somebody made a phone call.
yeah.
That's kind of
We
disappointing.
want the whole name.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I don't know how you would abbreviate it
That
any
was
other
perfect. Hold on.
way. I want everything.
What do you want to change this year? Whole name. That's all.
We really want the American part to stand out to
It
this.
was the Bob Hope. I mean, it's had like 3 or 4 different names at this point.
They play 3 golf courses, folks.
Yes, they
so, in case you are one of our newest or newer audience members that aren't familiar with the details behind some of these tournaments, we got the Pete Dye Stadium course. We got La Quinta Country Club. We got the Nicholas Tournament course, which, by the way, guess who used to live out there up until this past weekend? Mr. Brent Grant. So we're going to turn it to you. Tell us a little bit about these tracks and what's going to really play well this week.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially a putting contest at La Quinta Country Club. It's not a very long course. It's sort of it's not Reiki Dink necessarily, but it's kind of A to B. And some of the best greens on tour all year. That's almost unanimous, actually. And I just played there a month ago, and they are absolutely perfect.
Really? Better than TBC Scottsdale? Because those get pretty dang good.
Yeah. A lot of guys don't like the TPC Scottsdale because of the pull to the direction that's
But
sort of there,
the
but not there.
surface.
Oh, very pure. Very pure. But as far as amount of play, ball marks, all that stuff, La Quinta Country Club has a quarter of the amount of play. That
PBD pure.
Exactly.
What about good old Pete Dye with the stadium course,
So
though?
that's the main course, right?
Yeah.
So they just redid it. I think they've resurfaced it at least 2 or 3 times in the last 5 years or something like that. When I played it, it was like fresh off a redo of the entire surface of all the greens. And it wasn't bad, but you're not talking about necessarily super consistent. And then it just gets a lot of play. So there's a lot of divots. It's not like they all of a sudden a month prior they cut off play. They're constantly playing on that golf course. And I think they charge $500 or $600 per round, but whatever. And then yeah, I mean it's again point A, point B. You got Alcatraz, which is a beautiful. I think that's the 17th hole, the par 3. They surround it with kind of like a stadium feel, hence the name. And then 18s, I think it's just a nice little par 4 finish, and it's always like playing in a dome there. And then I think what's the Nicholas Tournament course, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so the Nicholas Tournament course
See,
is sort
Magic Mind is working for you.
He's sped up.
He is sped up.
Yeah.
See that?
Sped up.
No, stutter.
Exactly. Thank you. So yeah, and then you have the Nicholas Tournament course. It's okay. It's to be honest, it's
Not a fan, huh?
It's not that great. I mean,
Okay.
it's sort of like your standard kind of raised green, some blind shots. But as far as the amount of history and the pureness of the golf course, pureness goes to La Quinta Country Club, and then as far as like storied finishes and kind of vistas, you got the stadium course that is pretty good out of those 3.
Beautiful.
So.
Good synopsis there. Yeah, well done.
Fuck yeah, brother.
Now, 2024 champion, which, by the way, finished T10 last week, was Nick Dunlap, winning as an amateur last year over...
Is he playing?
He is playing. He is playing this week.
He won twice. I'm surprised he's playing.
But he finished T10 last week. I thought he never really got off to anything big.
Adam Hadwin, JT Poston.
Top 20s out of them. Trot golfer. Now, Brent was trying to teach me this last name. Thorb Bjornsson.
Tor
Bjornsson.
Bjornsson.
Thorbjorn.
Horb.
That sounds like
Tor
some
Bjornsson.
type of skin like cream. Thorbson.
For
Thorbson.
no.
That's how I'm using it to treat my condition.
Along with Liquid Death.
Don't get me started. Because
Michael Torbjornsson.
even poor Bert, if you watch the clip and you watch the three of us, you will see there's a moment to where Bert believes you, and he's just like, "This is fucked."
Oh,
like you can
know
see
that.
it in his face.
He's like, I didn't know that. Yeah, I don't know what to say.
Immediately,
and then he
all of
finally
the energy
realized.
goes,
Then he finally realized that you were messing around.
Yeah.
And you, by the way, you didn't give up on that at all.
No, he never does.
The one thing that gave it away was when you were like, and I've got this cream in my pocket. And I was like, show me the tube.
Brought my treatment
And you're
cream.
like, no.
No. Can't be exposed to open.
If you haven't seen the
Ambient
clip,
air.
go to Instagram, go to
it
TikTok.
is
TikTok's
just-
about to be banned, by the way, unless somebody buys it.
Well, Trump's.
We're going to see. We're going to see. But
That shit's gone.
go to
hope it
Instagram.
is.
Go to Instagram. Check out the reel that we're talking about where Buttsy pretends to have melanoma. Sorry to anybody, by the way, that has cancer or skin cancer. Really, it's serious. So just want to add that disclaimer that we were just joking around.
Shit situation.
Yeah.
Listen, anybody that has gone through that knows comedy heals. So,
It does.
Buttsy, you did a good job. You were like Robin Williams, you know.
Thanks, man.
It's just
Dude,
beautiful.
I can't wait till we have clips of us in
Korea?
Korea. Yeah.
Dude, they're spicy over there too. I mean, they get after it.
So that being said,
What is it going to take to win?
betting
this
odds.
week?
Betting
Oh,
odds.
okay.
Oh, you actually, why don't you go over that before we get to the betting odds? What's it going to
Yeah,
take
I mean-
to win this week?
It's a it's a birdie fest. So
Okay.
you know, pretty much anybody that goes out there knows that you're playing in a dome. It's probably the best weather all year. You know, frost delays. Funny enough, frost delays can happen, so we'll see. But 3 golf courses, they are playing with amateurs. I think 3 out of the 4 rounds.
Wow.
So there's
that.
We're
the
going to see
first
another
3 rounds-
35 under?
Oh yeah, probably.
Ooh, 3,500.
Here's
I like
why.
that.
So the amateurs are what they are, which, you know, whatever. Thanks for your money. But
Luke Clanton.
yeah,
Is he playing?
I'm not sure. Probably
He's not.
He's not playing.
No, actually, that's strange. I'm looking at the odds and he's not on here, so that tells me he's not playing.
Well, that's interesting. So you're playing in a dome. The greens are slower. The greens are softer than they would normally be for an all tour event. Yeah, you just go out there, throw some darts, make some putts, and I'm gonna call it 28 under par
Attack mode the entire time.
the entire time.
Now, do you guys like or hate the Birdie Fest? I think there's a place for 'em.
I think it shows an unrealistic side of golf. I mean, you go out there most of the time, you're like, well, you know, I should be able to shoot this number because I'm a such and such handicap, and then you go out there and your average score is, you know, 75 if you're a 2 or a 3, and you're like, oh, that sucks because, you know, so and so shot 61
62
on this golf course. It's like, yeah, well, so and so also knew the pin location for all 4 days and knows exactly what's happening. And I mean, the tour absolutely is set up for birdies. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's why
Whoever's got that putter spiced up.
Oh, that's all it is.
Trout wants to know, Blades Brown, what are your thoughts, Brent?
Blades Brown, explain.
He's the 17-year-old.
Yeah. He's a young kid.
You don't know.
Wow. See, try yes, the wrong guy.
Blades Brown
Absolutely
doesn't know
wrong
who I am
guy.
either. So
Now, let's go
might.
over the betting odds. So we got 1,200 or plus 1,200 favorites are Sung J M and Justin Thomas. So we got Sung J there, okay? Plus 1,600 Sam Burns, plus 1,800 Patrick Cantlay, plus 2,200 Tony Finau, plus 2,800 Tom Kim, which is why he wasn't playing with Jupiter Lynx this week. Plus 3,300 Max Grazerman, Kurt Kitayama, Wyndham Clark, plus 4,000 for Davis Thompson, Siwoo Kim, Cameron Young, plus 45,000 for Harry Hall, plus 5,500 for Nick Dunlap, Will Zalatoris, JT Poston, plus 6,000 for Ben Griffin, Patrick Fishburne, who finished up there on the leaderboard this past week. He was leading at times. Sepp Straka, Tom Hoagie, Nico Echeverria, JJ Spawn, plus 6,500 for Brian Harmon, plus 7,000 for Eric Cole and Jason Day. Who do you guys like this week?
that seems odd.
I like Max.
He
like
likes,
Max
he
Homa.
likes the Timu Roy.
I like Timu Rory for sure.
So Max Homa,
He's kind of knocked
Are
on
you-
the door.
not
This is
Homa,
like
you're-
perfect for that dude.
you're looking at Grazerman. Okay, Max Grazerman.
Yeah.
I had Homa on my mind because of tonight. He was playing.
Yeah, he's not there.
Brent, what about you?
I got to go with old TK Tom Kim. I got to talk with him briefly. Came over to the plantation a couple of weeks ago just to kind of get prepped up for the desert, and he normally plays well in those kind of dome spots. Obviously, he's won Vegas 2 times, so look out for Tom Kim, 2800 par.
Tommy Kim. I am going with a surprise here because this is a golf tournament.
Who you say?
It's a golf tournament that leads itself well to first-time winners. I'm going to go with Harry Hole. Harry Hole has been playing very well. Very good putter. He played well week 1 at the Century, played well at the Sony Open. So I really expect him on these golf courses to go low, and I have a feeling he's going to break through for the first time.
I just have a feeling that playing with amateurs for 3 days is going to be kind of different for him.
Yeah, but
not that he's haven't done it. I just know Harry well. I love him, by the way.
You think that'll fuck with him a little?
I don't think it fucks with him. I think it just gets to a point where
he's going to get frustrated.
It'll annoy him.
Well, you just kind of you have a certain amount of like unplugged.
Yeah.
When you're there, and it's real tough if you allow yourself to get too far out, because it's not like all of a sudden you can go shoot a 56 and then win the golf tournament. You got to go shoot on average 64 probably to have any chance.
I mean, the other guy that I really love this week as well, and I'll just say it for the audience in terms from a betting perspective, I like Sam Burns as well for a top 10, because Sam Burns, you'll realize last year he blew it down the stretch against Nick Dunlap. Likes his course. He's been playing well. He played well the first.
He does like that place.
Yeah, so I got a feeling that Sam Burns is going to play pretty well this week as well. But again, I'm going Harry Hall with my pick this week.
Was he at TGL week 1, Sam Burns? No.
No.
I'm sorry.
No, absolutely not. Come.
Is he getting TGL at all?
That's a good question.
He would have to be, right? I mean, he's one of the select few, right, that kind of run in the same circle.
You would think so, right?
The tour boys?
Yeah,
the boys.
I don't think he is.
Interesting.
Am I wrong on that?
The
Somebody
little
check
pony
out
crew.
the TGL.
There is one more tournament trot golfer. Can you pull that up for us one more time? I think that's the Mitsubishi. Is that right? Trot. If pull that up, I think your boy Bernard Longer is playing this week.
Oh, you know what? This is a shout out to good old Trot Golfer and his campaign against the man, the anchor man. And we're not talking about Will Ferrell here. We're talking about Bernhard Longer. So good old anchor man out there this week. And my God, he was
on TGL. I thought so.
Is there finally going to be somebody? Wait, Sam Burns was...
He was there. I thought he was.
Hang on.
I think he was there.
No. He didn't play for New York, and he wasn't on the Bay Club.
Who was for the Bay Club?
Was he just there?
Xander?
He might have just been there.
Oh, he might have just been there.
Yeah.
So he's probably a part of a team.
Does he live out there?
Yeah, he lives in Jupiter.
So, yeah.
There's a bunch of guys that, like Shane Lowry was back there this week watching.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's one big party for that guy.
I know. So, Kyle over at Carbon Guys. So we could talk about Dubai a little bit. I mean, you got the live guys that are playing in it. You've got other guys playing in there as well.
I mean, it's just one big, go make some money.
Yeah.
They get, I mean, it used to be the same thing like with Tiger back in the day. He'd go play Turkey or something like that for $250,000.
Yeah. Yeah, big paydays for a lot of these guys just to show up.
Yeah. And the great thing is, it's amazing. The European Tour seems to have more grand venues to play at. Like really good weather, like it's a great show, it's beautiful. In parts of the year where the PGA Tour doesn't. I mean, not to say, Hawaii is where I grew up, it's a great venue, but you okay over there, buddy?
Yeah. Right. Is it those little sausages that has gotten you all worked up?
There's a lot happening in there. So.
I mean, you chugged a C4, then you pounded some little
C4
sausages, and I think this actually helped you out. I think this kind of got you through so far.
I highly recommend combining that with a C4. So really
I did with Celsius, so
you're really chilled though right now for pounding a C4.
Wondering what was in that.
Yeah. Nootropics.
But yeah, I mean, the simple fact of the matter is playing in Dubai or UAE or any of those places, it's just a massive payday, and generally the weather's pretty
Rory's
damn
over
good,
there,
so,
right? This week? Yeah. Rory loves Dubai. Rory wins Dubai a lot. Spencer Levine plus 20,000 wins the Bahamas.
That place does not fit Spencer.
Throwing a little 10-piece on that bet, Kyle.
Well, so hang on a second. Today I saw was their second round, third round. Was it yesterday that I was watching it? Shit, it was. It popped on yesterday.
Yeah, there's some things going on with the fields right now. I think I was somewhere to the tune of like 12 out a week ago, and so I went to Hawaii, and then I got a phone call that there are a lot of guys that were just committing to the Corn Ferry event just in case they didn't get in.
They have to.
The Monday qualifier. So the Monday qualifier was in Hawaii, and obviously the tournament for the Corn Ferry Tour. So they're literally last minute withdrawing, and I'm sitting there in Hawaii like on the phone. I'm like leaving. I think it was on Tuesday.
Would you have gotten a spot?
Oh, I was in the tournament. Yeah, but it literally couldn't have made it over there.
What?
Yeah, couldn't have made it over there. Just like this week. Wasn't in until like yesterday, basically. I had to move, so kind of fucked.
It's a fuck deal.
So there's over, I think the PGA Tour, the amount of PGA Tour guys, and we can cover this any time you guys want, but the amount of PGA Tour guys coming down, past champions, guys who aren't necessarily in the current event, there's 10, 15, 20, 25 guys that are committing to the Corn Ferry Tour event, so much so that they had to extend the fields of these two events in the Bahamas.
I did hear that, yeah.
Yeah, and just to get in the Q School guys that were told, and anytime you make it top 40 in Q School, it's a guaranteed 8 starts. They literally shake your hand and say, see you in the Bahamas.
Wow.
And until basically a week or two ago, they were like, it's not even halfway through that category because of all the guys that were coming from the PGA Tour.
Holy shit.
Hogue touched on this past weekend. He's like, they have to. Like you got to get you need the money. Like you got to get the spot.
Yeah, I mean the at the end of the day, if you're not top 20 on the
nobody's
Corn Ferry
relaxing
Tour,
anymore.
No, there's nothing. And listen, I'm not sitting here saying I think I deserve to be in the event or anything like that. But
the crazy thing is you got in, but you couldn't even make it out there because it was such a late notice. Holy shit. So you would have had to fly out there, hung out, and basically paid your way.
Spent probably
nice little trip to the Bahamas, though. I do love the Bahamas.
It ain't that
Super
nice.
sleeper.
It ain't that nice.
Gillette.
Oh
400,000.
Is that 400,000 or
Super
400,000 plus 400,000? I mean,
throw 10 on him. Shit.
I was gonna say just throw $1,000. I mean, what does that make you?
Holy shit, rich! It
$4
makes
million.
you rich. That's what it would do. If you throw $1,000 on there, I would be like, "You're fucking stupid."
Yeah, for sure.
You have a fucking gambling problem.
A super sleeper is funny.
On YT, is there really 553 on YouTube?
Hit that like, folks. Hit that like.
Well, I mean, you got to remember, right? So people are coming off of streaming on TGL.
TGL, yeah.
Some people are watching the Bahamas event on Golf Channel, and other people might just be kind of worn out overall. I mean, after the holidays, everybody's kind of getting back to work.
Yeah, no, hitting that like button is just almost undoable. It's just a big chore.
Hey, man.
I know, right?
I never do it.
Hit that subscribe. Hit that follow.
I can't. I just too
Depending
worn
on
out.
what platform you're on, and hit
fucking
that
tired.
like.
God, and move this cursor over, or even just touch my iPad right there.
It's a hard ask. Hard ask.
I mean, this is probably the most succinct podcast we've had in quite some time.
We're done. I mean, we're through the show notes.
Yeah, but it's usually right about
This
the hour.
is what I
It's
get
usually
from
about the
those
hour mark.
shit.
This is
We're
where
like,
people
here
start
we
chiming
go.
in. They're like, "Are you guys going to talk about Live?" It's like,
I mean, is there anything?
no. That's the problem. I'm not hating on Live right now by saying this, but I just get a weird sense that they're kind of without the big money with PIF, that they're kind of done.
Without the money?
They're kind of done without the money. Like they don't have the money right now anymore.
Oh, you mean each individual team?
Yeah, because it was Piff paying all these big checks, and now it's up to the teams to start creating contracts. That's why they're going after these young kids and really some no-namers as well.
Well, there's no super allure for huge guys anymore.
No, and well, I mean, at the end of the day, like for example, if you could bring up that Preston Summerhays goes to Dubai, it's about 7 or 8 comments up. So Preston's, still at ASU, obviously an amazing golfer, good dude. Knows Tony Finau very, very well. I think his dad is his coach.
Yeah.
But I mean, a guy like that, I think he's like 2 or 3 right now on PGA Tour University. I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong for him to be like, you know what? I'm not going to deal with any of this tour stuff. I'm just going to go make a bunch of money, because it's not like, first of all, he doesn't need it anyways.
Yeah.
Right. So if he just wants to be in a position where he can play 5 to 10 years on any tour that's making a bunch of money and be able to be like, kick back and be like, all right, I'm done, guys, later. I mean, that's kind of what it's going to be like, because you never know what's going to happen with this 100th, and then you've got only 20 coming from the Korn Ferry Tour, and all these spots are just seem to be decreasing. But what do we got here?
So yesterday, Golf Digest put out a tweet saying Xander Schauffele had withdrawn this week with no reason given. When replied to it, it said the post has been deleted. Any news you can report on that? Yeah, it's called "He got absolutely embarrassed at TGL and decided that he needed a week off." That's the only news around that one.
Yeah.
There's no truth or validity to Live Golf or anything along those lines. I think, to be honest with you guys, I do know that they wanted 14 teams. Mm-hmm. They wanted to expand, and that did not happen. The deal is about to go through at some point. And once again, even Adam Scott came out, which, how long have we been talking about? I was kind of going back. I'm like, it's been at least 6 months that I have literally been breaking down the fact that the Department of Justice
ever since I got on there before that, yeah,
is the problem with this whole entire thing. And what does Adam Scott come out and say?
We're waiting for
the DOJ so that we can actually get this deal done. And I tweeted today, somebody was saying that, this whole hold up, this organization behind it, blah, 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 is the worst. They were talking about, it was a Live Golf account, talking about how the PGA Tour, it's all their fault for this deal not going through and how they're selfish and all this. And I said, do you realize that the group you're referring to is the DOJ? And then Billy Horschel liked my comment to them.
Yeah, I mean,
with that,
I think at any point in time, if you're gonna generalize like that, you just got to be able to be prepared to be wrong at a certain point.
The other thing that Trot Golfer brought up here is relegation. So you guys familiar with what happened with the relegation?
No.
Yeah, so Bubba was supposed.
You were
to,
supposed to
Pat
be
was supposed to.
gone out of the league if you finished in the bottom 8. Okay,
Yeah.
Bubba Watson was one of them. He's a captain of the damn team. So what does he do? He goes, "Yeah, I'm back." So then you've got Brandon Grace, who he's a part of. Stingers, right? Stinger GC, and they eventually just were like, yeah, there's nobody else out there we want to have. So they signed him again. So it completely defeated the purpose of relegation.
Yeah. So the last year when they moved Q School into December, it was a week prior to the week prior that they were all in Saudi Arabia doing their quote unquote qualifying school. And I think it was Braden Thornberry who ended up placing like one shot or one place outside of being on the Live Tour. And I kind of asked him kind of what the feeling was there. And there were probably no less than a dozen PGA Tour or former PGA Tour or Korn Ferry or former Korn Ferry guys that were playing in that Q School in Saudi Arabia and then came all the way back. Martin Traynor being one of those.
Wow.
And so this year it happened to be at the same time. And then when you look at the names that secured their spots, if you will, nobody knows who they are. And so they're going to have to pull from PGA Tour University or college and then hope and pray that this deal gets done. I just don't see how it becomes more than a Bryson DeChambeau show, unless they get more guys. Because all the Phil and Brooks and all those guys, I mean, I'm sorry, but they're getting overshadowed.
I'm just gonna say this in regards to the whole going back to the relegation real quick. It really, to me, kind of created a bush league feel to live golf.
Yeah.
That it's like,
if you're not gonna like,
We don't
follow
really
the
have any
rules.
standards.
Well, of course
yeah,
they don't.
that it's like, oh,
We kind of did, but
we
can't really do that.
we wanted to do this relegation thing, but we're not really doing it.
Yeah, well, I mean, think about all the anytime a situation like
Bring
that
back
arises-
Pat.
Is he
Pat
gone?
Perez is gone.
Oh, too bad.
Gone. He's in the ozone layer right now.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
He's made enough money. He's fine. But yeah, I mean, think about it. So who are they going to pull?
Maybe more
What-
Silverleaf time.
Well, that's for sure. I can attest to that. But I mean, so who are they going to bring from the 8 Asian Tour players? John Catlin? Like, I mean, I'm sorry. By the way, and John's an absolute journeyman.
Great player.
But, and a great player.
Why you got to shit on
But,
John?
no, I love John. I think he's great.
Sort
Fellow
of did,
Strixon,
huh?
Strixon guy.
He's
I'm
like,
just saying.
don't want to
Who the
shit
fuck
on him,
you
but I'm
bring?
going to shit on him.
That schlep John
Like he's
Catlin.
the biggest. He's the biggest name.
The
coming from Asian
journeyman.
Tour. He's the absolute biggest name.
I feel like calling somebody a journeyman is kind of a slight.
It really is.
Yeah.
He is a journeyman.
You're a fucking
It's a
journeyman.
dig. It's a dig for
Yeah.
sure. It's like,
Ah,
oh,
shit, man,
sorry.
I'm getting there.
Actually, I don't even think we could call you a journeyman.
I said I'm
You're
getting
not
there.
even there yet.
Not even there yet, but I'm
You
getting
have to
there.
journey to be a journeyman.
Yeah.
You got to get around.
You got a journey.
Yeah.
You got to
Maybe
do it for some
outside the
years,
country.
man.
Golf
Not
quest.
7 years.
Shit.
Yeah. So
No,
but-
you've been at it for a moment.
I'm
Yeah,
just
for a
losing it with Live. I've lost interest. Like, I like Live when it's on. I like the league for the most part. There's some things that I shit on about it.
Yeah,
This
of
is one of them. And I'll tell you, I didn't think that, I really thought they were going to sign one more big guy this year, and it just didn't happen. And it's not going to happen. So,
yeah, they're going to do the same thing that the PGA Tour is doing, which is they're going to pull from college and hope that those guys pan out.
So it's stagnant.
Yeah,
well,
it
they've
has to
lost
be.
so much money in this thing, right?
Well, it just, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's still just golf, guys. Like, there's not 100 million people that are going to be watching, the Live Tour, the PGA Tour, and spilling that kind of money. It's not the NBA.
I actually did the math, and they're going to potentially break even in year 4,892.
So we're getting there, real close.
We're close.
Do you believe a little bit
Age
of
of the
a little bit of
pyramids.
conspiracy?
In the new pyramid.
Literally,
Yeah, the
literally,
new
when
one.
we finally discover exactly.
Yeah. Off-planet golf.
Yeah, so I actually wanted to ask you guys about that. Thank you, Trot, for bringing that up. So,
Yeah, Riggs is good.
did you guys hear anything about the upcoming? Isn't it April? The
What?
next one, the next Grass League Championship.
Haven't heard shit.
Haven't heard anything.
They announced that they're doing 3 different things this year. They're going to have an open tournament, they're going to have a qualifier, and they're going to have a draft, and they're going to have a championship deal. So, that being said, with that, more details to come.
Okay, so I'm gonna say this on the show.
Uh-oh.
I'm
Brent
gonna,
Grant wants action.
I'm gonna attempt. and
qualifier?
I don't know. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna have to do that. But even if I do, so be it. But I'm gonna attempt to get a release and be
Eligible?
eligible.
Wow.
So
Wow.
Gotta have a physical for that.
Yeah.
damn it,
And
Eligibility.
Celsius gets you.
they need to get you with an anal probe. Remember that.
Yeah.
The PGA Tour loves.
Well, I mean, I'm
You
getting,
could red
I'm
shirt.
getting close to 30, so I mean,
You could red shirt.
colonoscopies and shit like
you could red shirt. You
Yeah.
could be like a freshman in college.
I don't think I'm going to play on it. I told them I'm not going to play unless they give me a team for free and equity in the build out of the restaurant.
But which, by the
that. Your
way,
own tap.
Martin, Chuck, and Buttsy working together, huh?
Yeah.
What's this for?
I mean,
Big coach.
explain.
wow, yeah. Bring
you got a
bring up
coach
how you
now.
went about this.
Yeah.
So I got fired without being fired.
No, you.
Thanks, cool.
You're
Yeah, well,
wonderful. Dude,
you,
you're journeying.
Kyle from Car Barn Guys, got absolutely axed in terms of being his coach. I mean, he was giving him
Look,
lessons.
There's good eyes.
Holy
Martin
shit.
set me on a nice path of retrieval in terms of.
Oh Jesus.
And I see you with this little tour striker ball.
Oh God.
I've been working with that fucking thing every day. Sleep with it.
I love it.
Yeah, it's a thing, man. No, yeah, I've known Martin for years, and we talked about this for a couple years, and finally he's just like, "Hey, meet me out here."
Well, my guy Mike
Let's go to
Crea
work.
is underneath Martin Chuck out there
Yeah,
at
Raven?
Tour Striker.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah,
He's
pretty
his,
cool.
He's his
So,
little disciple.
Stay tuned.
I'm just reeling over here. I
PJ
thought we
Tour
had a
26.
Well, dude,
We do, man.
poor Brent. I didn't realize that this was devastating to poor Brent. Brent
It is
really thought you
devastating.
guys were
I'm gonna
doing something
literally
out there.
shed a tear.
Wow. Oh my.
It's like
breaking news,
simulation.
folks.
I was like scheduling things.
Brent
I'm
is
kidding, I wasn't
distraught at the moment. I actually see he's actually really upset.
Genuinely
I
upset.
can't
is
make eye
genuinely
contact with
upset.
Seething rage. over
He's
here.
actually genuinely upset
'Cause
right
it-
now.
literally
This
was-
is
Keep thinking about the Korea part of
toss like a ball.
Wow.
Shit. I actually do
man.
know 2 phrases in Korean.
Oh, please do share.
What is it?
You want to know how to say hello in Korean?
How?
You ready? I'm gonna do it real slow. Aning aseyo.
Anning, anseyo.
Aning aseyo.
Anning, anseyo.
No, that's
not
Anning,
good.
aseyo.
aseyo.
Wait,
And then
say
you
it one
wanna
more
know-
time.
Aning aseyo.
Oh my God! Do you know
Do it
that
fast.
one of my good friends is Asian, and he literally tried to teach me some words and got angry, really angry with me that I could not say them back the way he was saying them to me.
bet.
I'm like, what I'm hearing from you is what I'm saying.
I swear it's the same thing. And then this is an easy one. Thank you. Is 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
Beautiful.
I know one.
Yeah.
Chili beef.
Cheesesteaks.
Chili beef. Put
All
that
right,
in
so
there.
hold on.
I've been to Panda
Just back
Express.
up for a second.
Or if you're Sung Jae's caddy, you hear often, wrong win, caddy, wrong win.
Prayers chant.
No, that's Siwoo.
Yes, I know.
All right.
All right,
We're
good
going to get to
stuff.
bed early tonight?
Yeah, you are.
are.
Yeah, that's all we got, folks. That's all we got.
Oh.
One last question for Brent. Have you played Pinnacle Peak Country Club?
Ooh, what a track.
God,
that
I
is.
had an invite and I have not played it.
That is a
It's
great
literally
golf
North
course.
Scottsdale.
Is that the one? Oh no, that's
It's
Paradise.
very,
That's
very
Paradise Valley. I played
tight.
Paradise Valley.
It's right by Greyhawk, actually. It's not
I
far
haven't.
from there.
No, I
Very
haven't.
snug.
Yeah, it is snug. It's one of those tree-lined
cool.
Arizona golf courses.
great.
Kind of like Arizona Country Club, Mesa Country Club. But
Did you hear what's
I got an
happening over at
invite
Mesa?
and I did not do it.
So I was.
They
so,
they renovated
so
the
they
whole
renovated
thing.
the whole thing, but then because I was gonna go down there because there's a bunch of guys down there and they're generally friendly to pros. Because I think I'm only like 30, 40 minutes from there, but literally the irrigation system like exploded.
Oh no!
And so you
hate to hear it.
so they had to shut down all of like each head, and you just have these massive just brown spots.
Oh
everywhere.
no!
And I mean, I've never been there, but the stories I was hearing were just he's playing there in two weeks.
Who's playing there in 2 weeks?
I guess me.
Trot, who's playing there?
2 weeks.
What the fuck?
Trot, what the hell are you saying?
Are we all playing there in 2 weeks? You mean? It's a package deal. You could be the fourth.
I started listening to Creed again almost every day.
That's good.
It is fucking way better now than I remember it. Much more.
No, they actually they
Been through a lot more
legitimately-
life since the last time. It's like this shit fucking
It makes
you
sense.
cry.
Yeah.
By the way, I was going to ask you because Brent brought this up over the weekend. Are you really going on an ayahuasca trip?
No. Pretty much already done that.
Did that.
Well,
much
you
already
can't
done
say
that?
pretty much.
'Cause I don't think you
Psilocybin is
can-
not the same thing as ayahuasca.
I didn't say that either, man. Yeah,
never
or
do
toad
that.
venom, fucking.
What I did is I licked a toad, and my life was forever changed. I don't want to fight people anymore. I don't have it in my body.
Could you imagine that in crowd?
Oh God! Ayahuasca. No, I'm not going on an ayahuasca trip. I don't want to go get fucking tossed into a pond.
You don't want to
somewhere in
meet
the
our
rainforest.
ancestors?
I think there's other ways you could do that. Like you could get
Ayahuasca has
DMT
freaked me
from-
out a little bit.
Did you do ayahuasca?
No. I did 5-MeO DMT, which is that like
Acid?
100 times stronger than ayahuasca.
I have seen all these
How
ayahuasca
did they know
trips.
that?
because they
there's-
measured it.
Some
So
shaman.
the literal like brain activity is 100 times more. I don't know. I'm genuinely fucking.
I mean,
fucking no
ask
idea.
John Hopkins research.
Oh,
They've
shit.
done
He just
research
threw-
over
did
these
you just throw some
psychedelics.
data down?
Yeah, I did. I slammed it down on him. Yeah.
You get stuck in the fucking rainforest. I've seen the videos on YouTube. I watched them.
Did you
like-
watch Aaron Rodgers' documentary on
no.
Netflix?
He has
But-
a documentary.
You got a guy that like makes blow darts on the side, fucking dipping you into a stream. And these people get sick, shit themselves,
Yeah.
almost drowned, and this guy's
Ibogaine,
taking
shit like
care of
that,
you. Doesn't
yeah.
speak any English, and you're out there crying, just like finding the mother.
Anti-live. Did I miss the live segment? You sure
Yes.
did. You sure did.
All
We didn't.
2
We
minutes
actually
of it.
didn't have an official one written down for tonight like we normally do because I feel like I've been depressed about live golf. I'm just not that interested heading into this year. I feel like it has gotten worse and worse.
Pull up Kyle's fucking.
What do you say?
Dude, this fucker
No matter
guy.
what, you should. I feel like Kyle's been on an ayahuasca trip.
Yeah, I think it's
No
just,
matter what
I
you
think
shoot.
it's just kitties.
The next day, you have to go back to the first tee and begin all over again. I think that's where we ended tonight.
Yeah, right there with some mindset.
Yeah.
What was I gonna?
Thanks,
oh no,
Kyle.
the hammer.
Oh, that's top secret.
Okay.
We could get into it, but
What is the hammer? Are you going?
oh, that guy.
Jesus. So pow.
You didn't watch the? I sent a screenshot.
Oh, the hammer.
I've been going back and forth on Instagram with Jack Ham for months now.
Oh my God, that's right. He's coming on to
He
the show.
reached out. He said, "I'm trying to grow my personal brand this year.
Yeah, we're
What do
gonna
I
invite
do?
him on.
You know, I'm not going to be in Arizona anytime soon." I said, "Jack, we could patch you in." I don't know what that means.
No, he
but
needs to be here.
Yeah.
We need to feel the presence of that.
Would you take a Hammer sponsorship to play the Hammer Air Driver this year on tour for the right
if it
amount
were
of money?
USGA legal?
I think it is.
I don't think it is.
USGA
Yeah.
legal.
USGA legal?
It's got that Bowie knife shaft in it or whatever the fuck it is. Like crazy.
I don't know. Ask him. Apparently, you guys are best friends.
I mean, it goes over the mountain 400,000 yards.
He posted a video
Those
the other
pictures
day
on
wearing
that.
2 gloves. He's got to be 70 years old now. And it hits it. And the shot tracer is still at like 435 yards by the time it hit its apex. And I'm like, oh, he still got it.
Kaboom!
Still got it.
Still got
Jack
it.
Ham.
Yeah. So, anyways, there's a very real chance Jack might be gracing us with his presence very soon.
That'd be fantastic.
Yes.
We're looking forward to that. So, folks, once again, we want to thank our sponsors, good old Devro Golf and Magic Mind tonight. So, Devro is spelled DEVEREUX golf.com. That's 3 E's, folks. And utilize promo code PoleHookGolf20 at checkout for 20% off your entire order. And don't forget, you can get 45% off at Magic Minds using my bundle and using my link, which is magicmind.com/HOOKGOLFJAN, which is Hook Golf Jan. And that will give you the
Cue it.
45% off. So try both the daytime shot and the sleep
Jan.
elixir. Invest in your mental wealth in 2025, just like we are. Go ahead and cue in that
Send
music. Oh, yeah.
This is the first time in a month?
Long time since we.
Long time.
No, it's been at least over 2 months because I haven't had you guys in studio since I was
Oh,
sick.
since you were sick, so
Yeah.
since before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Well, thanks to all 613 people for tuning in.
Appreciate you all.
As always,
Anchorman Weekend.
send.
Send it.